Somewhere, you've had this argument. Mexican Coke tastes better. Everyone insists on it. European Coke supposedly tastes different too. So does the Japanese version. People swear they can tell. Some pay extra for the real one, the story we tell ourselves. Every country tweaks the recipe to local taste. A little local flavor baked into a global drink. Tidy, charming, believable. Almost none of that is true. The real reason is much stranger. It involves a 90-year-old farm policy and a taste test nobody could pass. Coca-Cola was born in 1886. One formula, one sweetener. Plain cane sugar. For decades, that barely changed anywhere on Earth. Today, most countries still use basically that same sugar. France, Mexico, most of Europe and Latin America. Same idea, same sugar. So if almost everyone uses the same formula, where does the difference come from? Look at a world map of sweeteners and one country stands out. The United States. And right next door, Canada. It's not the world that's diverse here. It's the US that's the outlier. So why did one country quietly swap its sugar for something else? Rewind to 1934. The US government places quotas on imported sugar. The goal? Protect American sugar farmers from cheaper sugar abroad. Fast forward 50 years. Those quotas tightened even further. By the early 1980s, sugar in America cost far more than the world price. Meanwhile, a different crop was getting the opposite treatment. Corn, heavily subsidized, kept artificially, deliberately cheap. Two policies pulling in opposite directions. Sugar up, corn syrup down. For a company buying sweetener by the truckload, the math became obvious. In November 1984, Coca-Cola switched to high-fructose corn syrup. Pepsi did the same within weeks. Not for taste, not for culture, for the price difference. A farm subsidy fight quietly rewrote the taste of American soda, and the rest of the world just never had a reason to switch. Mexico still uses cane sugar, partly tradition, partly its own trade rules. France uses sugar too, closer in spirit to the 1886 original. So Mexican Coke isn't a special recipe, it's just the original one. The weird one, chemically speaking, is the American can. This isn't ancient history either. It still shapes headlines today. In 2025, political pressure pushed Coca-Cola to test a cane sugar version in the US again. 40 years later, the same sugar versus corn argument all over again. A 1930s farm policy is still deciding what your soda tastes like. Fine. So the chemistry difference is real. Sugar and corn syrup aren't identical. Cane sugar Coke, fans say, tastes cleaner, less syrupy, more complex. It's become a whole mythology. Smuggled across borders, hoarded in fridges. So here's the real test. Can people actually taste it? Blind? Multiple taste tests have tried. Strip the labels, strip the bottles. Just pour. The results were almost a coin flip. About half guessed correctly. That's not subtle difference. That's random chance. In one test, tasters even preferred the regular American version. Coca-Cola's own official answer is blunt. No perceptible difference. So why does Mexican Coke feel so different in your mouth? Glass bottles feel premium. Imported feels rare. Rare feels better. You weren't tasting corn syrup versus cane sugar. You were tasting expectation. So two policies you've never heard of shaped a soda war you have. A sugar quota from 1934. A corn subsidy from the same era. They decided what's in your can. Not a chef, not your country's palate. And the flavor everyone can tell apart? Mostly just a story we drink along with. So next time someone insists they can taste the difference, maybe don't argue. Just wonder what else you've been tasting that was never really there.